मंदिर सरस्वतीचे ज्ञानपीठ हे गुणवंतांचे वैभव या मातीचे वैभव या मातीचे.
Welcome to the second module of the course Fiber Optics Network Design and Maintenance. In first module we have studied the details of optical network and their design. In this module we will study the maintenance of optical link with specialized equipment such as OTDR and fusion splicer. The contents of module 2 are Introduction to Optical Instruments and Maintenance of Optical Link, OTDR Basics, OTDR Demo, Fusion Splicer Basics and Fusion Splicer Demo. The learning objectives of this module are: study the troubleshooting instruments like Optical Time Domain Reflectometer, the short form is OTDR, and fusion splicer. Analyze and correct the faults in fiber optics networks using OTDR and fusion splicer. Let us start with the first lecture of the second module, Introduction to Optical Instruments and Maintenance of Optical Link. The International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU, has given some recommendations which are followed all over the world to effectively and efficiently maintain the fiber networks. The maintenance of optical fiber cable is totally different than that of the metallic cables. Skilled persons with specialized equipments are required for this purpose. ITU TL.25 more specifically have given the recommendations, and according to that there are two types of maintenance that can be done. One is the preventive maintenance and the second one is the post fault maintenance. The maintenance before the faults is desirable and it is nothing but the preventive maintenance. The fiber degradation survey considering the signal deterioration and increase in loss is conducted to avoid the fiber faults. So that is the preventive maintenance. In long distance communication, when the fiber cable is damaged or broken, immediate action is taken and the transmission traffic is rerouted and the repairing is done, and this is called as the post fault maintenance. Let us see the different types of fiber faults and their origin, which are recommended by ITU TL.25. The fiber failure may be caused by the tensile strain and bending strain in a cable, bending strain and torsion strain in a cable closure, and lateral stress in a crushed cable conduit. So when the fibers are laid down, that is underground or underwater, at that time due to bending some strain may be occurring in the cable and that may cause some fault. Or when we are terminating the fibers at the two ends with the help of connectors, so there also some problem may occur, or some fiber may get crushed while laying down. So how to locate these faults? So there are two ways. One is the visual fault locator. So we can use some optical source, and with the help of that source we can send the optical signal through the optical cables, and wherever the cable is broken, from there you can see the light is coming outside. So visually we can find out there is a fault in this particular cable. But many times this is not possible for the underground or underwater cables when the link length is very high. So this visual fault location is possible only in laboratories or the small LAN in a particular building. Here we can visually locate the fault with the help of this technique. But for underground cables where it is not possible to visualize the things, specialized equipments like OTDR can be used. So in the second picture you can just see these are the different fiber cables. So if some fault is occurring over here, it is not possible to locate the fault by this visual fault locator. Then we will use OTDR, a specialized equipment in which the optical signal will be sent through one end of the fiber, and then the reflected signal will be analyzed to locate the fault and the type of, to find the type of the fault. So in further lectures we will see more details of this OTDR, and we will see how to use this OTDR to find the faults in such underground or underwater cables. The other causes are the fiber loss increase may be due to the micro bending loss increase due to the fiber axial strain, or the macro bending loss that may increase in the cable closure, or the hydrogen absorption loss increase in cable or the cable closure. So losses in the fiber may also increase, means fault may not be there but the losses will increase, and due to that the signal which will be reaching to the receiver end may not be sufficient to recollect the original data, or the fiber connector abnormality may be also there, and due to these faults the link may not function correctly. So which are the different instruments those can be used to locate the faults and to check the faults and do the maintenance of the optical link? So there are many such optical instruments, but the most important one are listed here, that is OTDR, fusion splicer, power meter and the optical laser source. So wherever you want to find the fault, we have to send some optical signal with the help of this optical laser source, and then with the help of power meter we can check how much signal is reaching to the other end of the fiber. But where is the actual location of the fault, that we cannot find by this method. So in that case the specialized equipment, optical time domain reflectometer, can be used. So this is one handheld OTDR in which you can see this is the graphical user interface in which the reflected signal is available for analysis. By analyzing this we can find out the type of the fault and the location of the fault. So how to use this instrument for locating the faults and for finding which type of fault is there, we will study these details in the further lectures. The second instrument is fusion splicer. So this is the picture of that, and here you can see again there is a graphical user interface where we can see the details of the two ends of the fibers. This fusion splicer, as the name suggests, it is used for splicing. Splicing means the permanent joint of the fiber. So due to fault, if there is a breakage in the fiber, then we have to reconnect or we have to fuse the fiber to re-establish the connection. So that can be done with the help of this fusion splicer. The third equipment is power meter. This power meter can measure the optical power in the optical fiber, and as the power is transmitted at different wavelengths, by doing the selection of proper wavelength we can measure the power of that optical signal. And the last equipment is optical laser source. So for visual fault location, visually we can locate the fault with the help of this optical laser source, or in case of OTDR also with the help of optical laser source we have to transmit the signal and then we have to check the, or we have to analyze the reflected back signal. So this is the picture of that optical laser source. So this can also provide the optical signal at different wavelengths. So most commonly used wavelengths are 1310 nanometer and 1550 nanometer. So when these fibers are laid down, the connectors are the important part of any optical link, because from transmitter we have to connect the optical signal to the laser with the help of connector, or at the other end also from fiber to the receiver second connector will be required. So which are those connectors? So the most common fiber optic connectors are listed here. The first one is the ST connector. This ST connector were one of the first connector types widely implemented in the fiber optic networking applications, and originally they are developed by AT&T, and that ST stands for straight tip connector. The second connector is SC connector. The SC connector was developed in Japan by NTT and is believed to stand for subscriber connector or the standard connector. The connector body is square shaped and two SC connectors are commonly bound together with a plastic clip, creating a duplex connection. So you can see that plastic clip over here, and similar type of clip will be there on the other side of the connector. The third connector is FC connector. The FC is an acronym for ferrule connector or the fiber channel. The connectors have a threaded body, this one, and a position locatable notch to achieve the exact locating of the single mode fiber in relation to the receiver and the optical source. The FC is designated for the durable connection and can be used in high vibration environment. So generally for the industrial purposes these connectors are used. Next connector is LC connector. It is developed by Lucent Technologies, and it is about the half of the size of SC connector. It is available in simplex or duplex version. So here only the most important connectors are listed. There are some other connectors also, some specialized connectors also, but mostly you will be coming across these four types of connectors. So let us see the details of this connector. So there are three major components of fiber connector, that is ferrule, connector body and the coupling mechanism. So ferrule is a thin structure usually made up of ceramic metal or the high quality plastic that forms the tight grip on the fiber. Connector body, it is made up of either plastic or metal, and this holds the ferrule and attaches to the jacket and strengthens the member of fiber cable itself. And the most important one is the coupling mechanism. So this is a part of connector body that holds the connector in place when it gets attached to another device, and it may be a latch clip or a bayonet style nut or some similar device. So that was about the connector. Now when you will be coming across some maintenance work, at that time many fibers with different colors can be seen in field. So such one picture is shown here. You can see the different types of connectors and the different fibers with different colors. So what is the meaning of this, or what will be the use of the different colors of the fibers? So because of this it is easy to identify the fibers. So identifying the fibers with color is the important purpose of this. So color coding is an integral part of the telecommunication industry, and it helps to identify the individual fibers, cables and connectors. So a fiber cable's jacket color is typically defined by the fiber type and can differ based on the mode and performance level. So this is one table in which the cable type and the corresponding color code is shown. Like for multi-mode fiber, again we have different options available, like whether it is laser optimized or what is the core and cladding diameter. Based on that, different colors are there. Like for the multi-mode 50 micrometer or 62.5 micrometer cable, the color code is orange, or for single mode fiber the color code is yellow, or for the outdoor fibers the color code is black. So likewise the different manufacturers have different color codes, and then those are followed while doing the maintenance of the optical links. So in this lecture we discussed about the fiber faults and its maintenance, and we just listed out the different equipments used for doing the optical link maintenance, and then we studied about the different types of connectors and the different color codes of the fibers. In next lecture we will study the basics of OTDR.